Hey everybody, welcome back to some more QBasic. We are going to write out to files right now. So let's start out with a clear statement. We're going to open a file, so you give it a file name, for output as number one. Number one is how we will refer to the file. We're going to close number one. So we will do write, give it the file name that we're going to write to. So output, or number one is kind of like an alias, right? So when we're talking about number one, we're talking about the file that we're going to write to. So this is line 1. And then we're going to write this is line 2. So there we go. Save this. We're going to save it as output. You're going to run it. Okay. So far so good. No errors. If we exit out, type file, there's line 1, there's line 2. Great. Now how do we get the content back from the file? So we're going to set a variable of line, and it's a string. Oh, it doesn't like line. Okay. Line. Let's do text. Okay. Text. Whatever. It's a line. And we're going to open the file for input this time. And we'll call it number 1. Again, we need to close number 1 because we always need to close. If you don't close it, you're under corruption and it's not good. So always close your input streams, your output streams, close them. So the fun thing about files is that there is a special character at the end of the file, and it's called end of file, EOF. So while not EOF of file 1, because that is what we called it here, we are going to input the line. So we're just reading it line by line, and to the text variable, and then we are going to print the text variable, and we're going to call this one input. Run it. There's line 1, there's line 2. So that way, if we add another line here, number 1, a third line goes here, and then we go input, run it. Oh, I didn't run this one. Okay, run that one. There we go. Then there is a third line. Another interesting thing that you can do is you can take input from the keyboard and you can save that input to a file. So again, we're going to open file.txt for append as number 1, and then close it. So up until now, we have been overwriting the file. We haven't been appending to it. Every time we open it, we just overwrite the contents. Well, sometimes you want to append to the file. So what we're going to do is input. We'll do what's your name. Save that in a name variable. And then we're going to write to number 1, the name variable. And we will call this name. What's your name? Kyle, Greg, George. So then, if we open up the input, we read it in, and now we have Kyle, Greg, and George at the end of the file. There are other types of files called random access files that we can mess with. I need to do some research on that. It has been several years since I've actually done any of that to a file. But just for typical just outputting stuff to a file, this is basically all you need. If you do try to read a line that isn't there, so if, let's say there are 3 lines in your file, you go to read the 4th line, it'll throw an error. So that's actually quite good because you don't want to do that. But there you have it. Now you can input data and export it out to a file. Let's see what other type of good world practice we could use. Let's say, let's do this. Okay, good. So we can also print out the date, right? And we should be able to print out the time. Date and time are, yes, date and time are keywords. So let's say that we wanted to open file 2.txt. Oops. Let's put that in quotes. For append as number 1. We'll close it. Yeah, it's always just good to be in the practice of closing your streams. So let's do input, and we will do what do you want to say, and then we'll do call it in. Nope. Just give it a variable of why not that? Oh, it's not a variable. Okay, it doesn't like that. It's a keyword. Say. Okay. And then we are going to write, and we're going to write the date, and we're going. Oh wait, we need to do 1. So we're going to write the date and the time and say. Let's see what that does. We're going to call this stuff. I want to say this. Okay. So here we have the date, the time, and what we're saying. Did I? Oh, I thought I gave it a different file. That's totally fine. So then if we, let's go back to the QBasic here. We do this. Do it again. Here's another statement. And then if we go to here and we read it, the commas are messing with the output, obviously. I wonder if there's a way around that. What if we put, instead of commas, we put semicolons? Or what if we don't do anything at all? Okay, so we need to have those in there. Means I want to say. Okay. I don't know. Because obviously That's not how they are in the file. On one line. I do not know. That's an interesting thing to look up and to figure out. Anyway, but there you have it. There is files for you in a nutshell. Powerful stuff. Obviously, files are great because, I mean, that's what computers do, right? They read and write to files all day long. So that is just kind of get you started there. All right, happy coding. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.